Clint from 50 Campfires. This is the Camp Chef Woodwind WIFI 24. First, let's get into kind of the stats of this thing. So we got 24-inch grill box here with the top grates. We have 800 square inches of cooking space, which for me and my wife has been plenty. It goes from 160 degrees up to 500 degrees. And if you are going to do burgers or something like that, all you got to do is pull this little lever out right over here. So when it's in, there's a heat shield inside of here that makes for indirect heating. So I've done pork shoulder, we've done ribs for 3 hours, we've had a lot of things on here, and it's great for that. But what if I just want to make burgers or something like that, and I still want that kind of pellet smoke and all of that? You just pull this out, your heat shield goes out, and then the direct grilling actually gets up to 650 degrees. We had sear marks on burgers, we had sear marks on steaks. So it does do that really well. This thing's been a lot of fun. One thing I like about it is that it connects to your home Wi-Fi network, and so the whole kind of 33-foot thing that generally applies to Bluetooth, not really a big deal with this. I can be in my basement or anywhere in the house. As long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can see what's going on with the grill. Firing this thing up is incredibly easy. First thing that you do is take the ash cup out, dump the ash out. There's none in here because I dumped it out the other day. And then you're gonna hop on here, you're gonna select your temp. And one thing that's cool about this is, so at the lower levels here, we have low smoke, high smoke. Low smoke is 106 degrees, high smoke's 220. But one thing that's really great about this setup is that at any of these lower temperatures, let's say we did 240, I can also go in here and set the smoke level from 1 to 10. And so it has a way of controlling that. Obviously, when the temperatures get a lot higher, it's gonna be a little bit harder to control that smoke, but you can control the smoke, which is really nice if you don't really smoke your burgers. Or I generally kind of run on 10 all the time, just because even if we're doing veggies or anything like that, it's a lot more delicious. When you start up, it's gonna go through a 7-minute cycle where it's gonna put the pellets in. And then after that, it doesn't take that long to get up to temperature. Usually if we're gonna do burgers or something like that, we run it at 350, and I pull this guy out here so we get the direct grilling. So 7-minute start time, and then it's up to 350, I'd say in less than 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long. So let's talk a little bit about the Sidekick. Now Camp Chef has this set up, so it's kind of a modular setup. Anything we can do in the kitchen now, we can do with this setup. Now this is it's a 16-inch unit. There's a 32,000 BTU burner that attaches to its own propane tank on the back of the Woodwind. So I can have ribs or chops or whatever I want going in the pellet smoker, and I can be doing all sorts of different things over here on the side. So first thing that we had here was the Artisan Oven. And it fits right in there nice and tight. We can easily get this thing up to over 700 degrees for doing pizzas, but it's Artisan Oven, not just a pizza maker. So we've done pies in here and cobblers and casseroles and all sorts of things like that, and it works really, really well. We can also throw on this guy here, which functions as basically as a regular grill. Also works really great as a sear box. This will also get up to 700 degrees pretty easily. So if we do steaks or something like that for a long time, or anything else in here that you want to put a nice tight sear on it, we'll get this up to 700 degrees, toss them on there, they go crazy, and they look absolutely beautiful when they are done. Love this system. So it's brilliant. And the last piece I want to show you is this ridiculously overbuilt griddle, which is what you want in a griddle because it holds heat and it's amazing. And then we have a little dealio to catch grease here, little tiny hole right here. That really rounds it out because we can come out here in the morning on the weekends, do breakfast in the backyard and do pancakes and eggs and everything like that. It's also really fun if you're doing, let's say you're doing pork tacos or something like that with a pork shoulder, and we can be doing veggies on the side. And so with those 3 attachments, yeah, you start to get into kind of a heftier investment for a backyard grilling setup. But man, I'm telling you, it's incredibly versatile. There isn't anything that we can't do out here, and it's been an absolute blast. So at this point, I think it's obvious that I'm completely in love with this setup. Is there anything that I miss about my old grill? Yes, there is, and that is, I don't know if I ever cleaned that thing in the 10 plus years that I had it. When I got done cooking on that, I would just crank it up to high for 10 minutes and everything gets burned up and everything's gone. With this, there's a little bit more maintenance. In the manual, there's a little maintenance schedule, and you're supposed to do certain things at different intervals after so many hours of cooking. There's a drip tray underneath here, and when you're doing those kind of longer, slower smokes, it gets pretty dirty. So I've been kind of pulling that drip tray out maybe every 3 or 4 times, using it, scraping it off. There's also a wood kind of dust that accumulates in most pellet smokers underneath there. Chop back that out every once in a while. So there's a little bit more work to the maintenance of it. Just something to keep in mind if you are going to head this direction. We've been thrilled with it. That is the Camp Chef Woodwind WIFI 24.